What's up, world? This thing is a trip. I was live earlier. A few of y'all were vibing with me. I had to take that call. But I was talking about, I also went ahead and got breakfast. I am enjoying this watermelon right now. If you're looking at the screen, you are looking at an illustration of a season, a manifestation. It is the result of a creative session I had where I gave something a shot. Now I'm old school and realize in a lot of ways that I'm old school. I acknowledge some pros about it and I can acknowledge some cons about it. Something I embraced recently with these graphics was giving AI a shot. AI is something that is in our face, whether we want it or not. I can't think of how to stop it. So I said, you know what? In what ways can AI work for me? And so I actually have a minor in graphic communications. My major was in broadcast journalism. So right now, this podcast, you tuning in right now, check. I'm handling the broadcasting. Graphics is something that I wanted to learn, and it was very time consuming with all the Adobe Photoshop, Illustrator, vector graphics. Like, it was a cool, fun art process, but it was definitely time consuming. So, to have these drafts up of graphics illustrating my vision from text in such a timely fashion was such a cool process. Salute, good morning. Good morning to Dark Mist. I'm going to share a few more slides with y'all of the graphic and the story. And if you've been checking out my recent lives, you'll see. Okay, so here goes. Just a few graphics. So you already saw that. Now look at this. All right. I should have some music playing for y'all. So that's why I'm excited to share it, guys, because this is real. It's coming to life. And me embracing AI allowed me to bring this to you. So this is a true story. I'm actually telling my testimony. That was really me, like at the hospital. I'm trying to find a half decent photo, but that was really at the hospital. Like, that was inside the actual ambulance. And so when you see these graphics, I'm telling you a real story. And the story goes, that's the story I'll be telling. August 29th, I'm putting on a show, a one-man band set via this live stream. All you gotta do is stay connected, click the notification bell, subscribe, like, comment, share, save, engage. But it has truly been a year. And the way I look at it as get the project done. Life has life, but I'm an artist. And at the end of the day, I sacrifice a lot of creature comforts to be able to do my art, my craft, my purpose. So right now, finishing is what's important to me. So that's what my one-man band setup looks like. And if you scroll to my recent live streams, you'll understand how all this ties together. One title I want you to look out for, it says Myshii, Midnight Meditation, Insomnia Treatment. I did that the other night, late night, during what I consider my creative hours. So it's all about perspective. You could look at it as insomnia. You could look at it as a bunch of different things. Creative hours, spiritual hours. But if I know that I'm going to be up during those hours, I'm used to it. So I have to have something in place to be productive during those hours if I already know that's what it's going to be. So I brought out the keyboard, and man, oh man, when I listened to that back, just for myself, as myself, I'm like, oh my. I journaled recently, and I thank God, and I just expressed that I'm now confident. I'm paraphrasing because I'm doing it off memory. But I'm confident in producing a full 1 hour frequency session and trust and believe that it brings enough value to benefit and heal not only me, but others. When I listen to that thing, oh my. The reason I said I now have confidence in it is because I was fumbling around at first, finding something, looking for something. And now, whereas I used to go and look up healing frequency, isochronic tones, binaural beats, relaxation music. That's what I would, be searching for, and I'd listen to what is out there. And I never thought about it from the creator aspect of it. And now to know that I can go in on a keyboard and produce that, my version of it, my take, my flavor, and to have control over the intention, and to change, and to morph, and to, and by intention, if there's healing frequencies in 7 different chakras, if you're going by that system, and you make a decision to focus on a particular area, that's not just relaxation music. That's like specific healing frequency music for an intentional cause. So my natural interest and research in this led me to this point, but this point now is I am enrolled and studying in a program that is going to give me a certification in music therapy and sound healing. So I'm not only exploring from curiosity, but I'm passionate enough about it to explore a career path in it. And that I'm excited about, because it's not just a hobby at this point. So this is chronicling the process of not only that journey, but my life and how it's all intertwined. But let's never forget what I said. I majored in broadcast journalism, minored in graphic communications, and I said it's always been my dream to do an animated series and bringing it all together in a season when, I may not be able to put on a full quality video production as I see it. Being able to do content like this right here with this graphic here, and being able to do my podcast, speak to y'all at the end of the day. The words have changed. Y'all say podcast now. We used to say radio show, program. Old folks would say program. And, all of that. But at the end of the day, I'm supposed to be expressing and communicating, and that's all in line with my purpose. And so first and foremost, me, and then after that, how can I serve you, So serving myself first, I am working on this. So why just talk about it instead of being about it? We're going to bring it all together because this is dope. If I said that I set out to be a radio host back in the day, and was that, just for the record, and have continued that, this is the URLive podcast. And this page has been up for quite a while. Scroll through the videos, see the journey. But now, instead of licensed music from a bunch of other artists, I am providing, Myshii, baby, Myshii is providing live, organic, non-GMO frequencies straight to your radio dial, designed and prescribed to exercise the full mind, body, spirit, and soul. Showing love from the singing bowl, the Tibetan singing bowl. The vocabulary word for today, Myshii Monday, is bourgeois. Bourgeois is a word that I love because essentially it is what makes Myshii great. Myshii right now is the God in me. It's a frequency. God in me. My inner voice, my intuition, my partner in crime, my friend, a presence, a being when no one else is around, a support. Something and someone who I repressed and suppressed and stored away for his safety and survival. He did not have a place and space in this world without bringing problems, being a problem, causing problems in areas that required his expression of truth or honesty and creativity, God-powered frequency. Myshii is bourgeois, bougie, because ultimately he is an alchemist that essentially can turn water into wine, metaphorically, making the most of what he has and creating a masterpiece. Priceless. His resilience. Myshii. He's born. He lives. Myshii. That's my story. That's my testimony. Myshii. I love how I feel saying it. His name, it sounds like my baby. I feel like I'm embracing and like hugging and holding someone and something, like a real existence. And I know that it is me. I know that it is him. I know that it is him now extracted from within me, expressing an external form with you all now. Someone that I already know and have known. And some of you have met in other capacities and areas of life. Myshii, I come to you now in this season because I need you more than ever. And it's your time to bring it all together. So those are my first instruments for the day. I used the Tibetan singing bowl, and those just now were tuning forks. On Tuesdays, oh, here we go. So, fight for your reps, right? I talked about that. I said I'm producing an 8-track audiovisual album, Myshii. The story of Myshii. Each track invites you through a virtual 8-day beach retreat of Myshii fulfilling his purpose in capacity, offering services provided by the divine. Solar powered is another example of bourgeois. Solar powered is God powered. Solar powered essentially is battery powered, something that can be recharged with solar panels and energy provided by the sun. It represents a mobile studio, and it represents mobile media production. Um, Myshii is a one-man band and production team. And when it all comes together, you really get to see who and what Myshii is. But I already said it, it's the God in me. Um, it would be so nice to do a keyboard session with you right now. I wonder how successful I would be at doing that, considering a few factors. One of those factors an Amazon storefront with some products in it that he thematically categorizes as in the pocket. They have in the pocket criteria. In the pocket is portable, things you can take with you on the go to help you fight for your reps. Okay? So, in this pocket, which is a backpack, I have a standard size backpack right here. And in it, it has some instruments. These instruments are the tools that Myshii used during work as a music teacher that provided in-home lessons, music lessons, to primarily students on the spectrum, ranging into the spectrum. This right here is a digital horn. They really call them electronic wind instruments. So that was the workout. And that's sort of the idea. To have something in the pocket. And if the focus is music therapy and sound healing, you might need to step outside or to have something in place for yourself. Like I said, if I know that insomnia or late creative hours is a thing, then what I have in place for myself are in the pocket self-help devices, tools, instruments. And so this one would be for a musician. You know, this one was for me. Hey, this is work in progress. So, I don't know if y'all were able to see any of that, but so yeah, it may not always be feasible to take out a full tuba, sousaphone, tenor saxophone, you feel me? Trombone, and just whip it out all willy-nilly and just handle your business. That would be a lot of decibels of sound produced that may not be appropriate. So these devices are primarily electronic, which means silent rehearsal, essentially. These are things, when I say in the pocket, things you can take with you on the go and get in and work towards fight for your reps, your daily attainable goals, breaking them down. Break it down in the pocket. In the pocket. So that will also be gadgets like this. If you consider the gym, this is the book bag. I know you may not be able to see it, but what I'm going to take out of here one thing I want to make sure that I have turned off is Bluetooth. I just pulled this out of a bag. I know for whatever reason you can't see that great. Maybe if I put my face here. But this is a Pogo Lab roll-up silicone drum. And I just pulled a drum set out of a bag. This right here, if you can see it, I'm about to unwrap it. A keyboard piano. Silicone. Fits in your backpack. Now this is great for rehearsal for students who are, learning and traveling and all of that stuff. This is a ripstick. I need to replace the rubber bands, but when they're on, they offer an isometric workout that you can work out with, take with you on the go. Some just very cool essentials. I have something called air drums, which is cool. And so I basically am going to take you on a journey to just show you Myshii's life work and what he's come up with. And he's going to tell his story the best that he can on August 29th, okay? But I left these instruments, well, I'm going to leave the drum kit out and put everything else up for a second. Here goes, here goes, here goes. Now mind you, we already did Singing Bowl. It is silicone, so you do need a stable surface. I have a bamboo board, so that's what I'm using, but it sits perfectly on the table. And basically, it's an electronic drum kit, so. That's a pocket. So, imagine just taking out some earphones and being able to go in on that. Or to assign a student, you know what? You need a break. Go over there to the drum corner and handle your business real quick. And when you come back to this, all right, don't take advantage of it, because I know you want to go drum. But go drum, get it out, and come back focused. You'll be surprised. Salute and welcome. Thanks for tuning in. I am telling a story, and we are talking about Myshii. I have introduced Myshii to y'all. And he is amazing. He is amazing. I'm proud of him. I'm proud of his life's work, his story, his journey, his testimony. And I speak to him in third person, bourgeois. Bourgeois, baby, bourgeoisie. Because he is bougie. And I love him for that. For just having the audacity to speak that which is not as though it is, to live that which is not as though it is, and to express and represent faith through daily demonstration. So Myshii embraced AI recently for these graphics to even be presentable to y'all right now. From the top, because right now I am practicing. I really want to read a text before I do that real quick. I really wanted to do that. I am not ashamed with the details. I don't like hearing it back and playback. I don't like sympathy votes. I believe my art is good enough. So there are parts and elements to my story. Here we go. That I'd like to talk about, and I just don't know when is the most appropriate time to do it. I don't want it to be on every post. I don't want everything to be about that. But there are cool elements to how it ties into this story. And one of those ways, Myshii is handling his business in this world. Is he really handling his business? He's having quite a hard time, actually. Myshii is having quite a hard time. I found that rubber band for the ripstick. I might as well do now. Well, I put off for later, what you can do now. So I am putting this rubber band. Myshii was a model, guys. Myshii was a lot of things. Myshii, I love you, Myshii. Myshii. I'm stumbling now because I'm like, I wanted to say Myshii was a yogi, is a yogi. And then that's also a part of the story of Myshii being challenged on his practice with yoga and the conflict it has with the faith that he was brought up into. In America, that's easily Christianity for a lot of people. Bourgeoisie, okay? Low sodium black beans, and you already saw this. So Myshii is bougie because, check this, imagine needing food, going to a food pantry, and being bougie, like, but off, like, rational bougie, like, off health, like, going into a food pantry and all they have is pastries with icing and chicken. Myshii does not eat chicken. How is somebody who is hungry gonna not eat anything in particular? But Myshii has a palate, a diet, a program, and hard times are not forever. So good on the pork, good on the meat. He's a pescatarian. He was once vegan. And he's turning his nose up at this pantry food, ladies and gentlemen. So we have to give Myshii an accent, and the accent that has been selected is going to be French and Italian, or a cross between, with a little bit of PG County and a little bit of Alabama and Tallahassee. So Myshii is quite a dynamic character with some flavor. So another way that Myshii is embracing newer times, as he is an old school vibe, an old school spirit, he embraced the AI graphics that you see right here in that process. He also is embracing learning the language of French and Italian. So we're gonna go through that process. So I can imagine being like learning a new instrument. Myshii's living out of his car. Myshii is me right now. Myshii's also living out of his car. Because he feels safer in it than at a shelter. Bourgeoisie, baby. And one more time for the low sodium black beans. Myshii used to get tuna, all these packs of tuna, and it's like, you know, $2, $1.50 or more. Sales for $1. But it would stack up. He would get so many. And so two. Before you know it. Salute, good morning. Raymond Jones, what's up? How are you? about Myshii and how bougie Myshii is. That's Myshii. Let me see if I can share some more slides with you. So I sent out recent sound healing frequency sessions that Myshii did live recently. And I was saying Myshii is old school, yet he embraced AI to make these graphics recently. And I was like, you know what? How can I make graphics? I mean, AI work for me instead of just complaining, talking about the old school all the time. And so through going that session, these images were created. And it really brought my project to life because it's a real story. I don't know if you can see that. There you go. But that's like an actual picture of me in the ambulance. And I started telling my story. Text to image, it creates the image. And I provided, base images for it to gain inspiration from. And then I realized, wow, it's always been my dream to do an animated series. And right now it has been made easier than ever to not only do an animated series, but I can do that live right now. I can read that right now. Story time, baby. We can do the music right now when you're talking. For emphasis. The piano right there, live scoring, baby. Live narration. Live graphics. What's up? So thanks for tuning in. Save the battery. I'm gonna turn that off. But I invite y'all. I'm excited. Because as I tell the story, there are parts of the story that have already happened. Then there is the part of the story that is the present that I can share with you on the spot, like right now. And then there are certain parts of the story that are a little more you can't see those because I have to go back and reformat it for. Here we go. I have to go back and reformat it for this vertical. So there are additional sides to this with the other graphics that you can't see right now. Myshii just ate a can of black beans in your face. Oh, I was talking about the tuna earlier. So I found at the grocery store 2 pieces of salmon for like $9, $10. Pre-cooked from the deli. So instead of just eating tuna, ladies and gentlemen, bourgeoisie, baby, Myshii eats salmon. We got to get the French-Italian accent up on that thing. Myshii, baby, you know me. Music therapy. I love the idea of the lab coat part of it. Because to say music therapist, I don't know if therapists are like all formal and wear lab coats. But I just really like the idea of it. And to be bougie like Myshii stepping into this new season and taking this on as a profession. It's like him also taking it serious as saying, no, I'm putting on a lab coat for this. I ain't just out. Not that there's anything wrong with jamming, but I'm not just out fumbling around jamming or busking. Even though I and he do have a desire to do busking. But I've taken it out to the beach, really to like my same sort of location, and I haven't really set up a tip jar. Um, so that's a whole step in the process. But to go out busking with intention of offering the service, the music therapy service, or the products, showing you how to apply in the pocket into your daily life. If you don't have a current workout regimen, just a couple of gadgets, cool things you could take with you just to start your journey. One of those would be the Rip Right Rip Stick. Myshii's journey with this, interestingly enough, started on set. He started noticing changes in his physical, things he'd never experienced before. His image changing drastically, quickly. And he started increasing the intensity of his workouts. And there's a whole journey and story. From that point, he started really crafty calories. Crafty catering, crafty calories. It was a highlight reel on Instagram, just posting daily set life, but focusing on the food, what was being offered for the day, the menu selections, and then his selections. And it was almost sort of like having to enter this world of counting calories where he never had to. So paying extra close attention to what he ate, and then working out during rest breaks while in holding on set. And so the gadgets that would be permissible that he was able to put in his bag was the ripstick, the power twister, a yoga mat, some gloves for push-ups and stuff where, floors might be dirty and stuff, just some gloves, an underdesk bike. And I would take it and it would cause an attraction. I brought a jump rope one time. So that's when it got tricky and interesting. I started acknowledging which items might not be appropriate for work. Things that make noise. So jump rope is not great unless the environment, is okay for that. It's already a loud environment. But hazard. Jump rope could be a tripping hazard both for you and then someone else, and it can also smack somebody else. So it takes up a lot of space, even though folded up, it don't take a lot of weight to carry it or space. But when it's in action, a jump rope is actually pretty wide and dangerous. So you could be like psh, 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 while they're trying to record in the other room. So things to consider. But solutions, that's where Myshii comes in. They have ropeless jump ropes now that really just simulate jumping rope, and they have the weights on them, but without the impact sound on the ground, which is cool and the benefit. I've liked it also because you don't have to worry about messing up your workout by skipping and tripping over the rope. And in tight spaces, you can still make everything work out. So I just wanted to address that. So anyway, Myshii had finally gotten into his modeling career, finally was on set regular. And then I said physical appearance started to change. She started becoming even further more health conscious. And this went on until the strike, and the industry sort of shut down a little bit, and he had to go back to work. He had to tap in his fine dining bag again. He took a job as a server at a bourgeoisie place in Hollywood, baby. And the story, there are tons of other stories, but that we could say, and that's how this part of this story began. A certain just crazy element. He got a job as a server in Hollywood. He experienced a lot of harassment, a lot of black hate for being a server in a place where a lot of other people were in line. Oh man, I got some black bean juice on my shirt. Bougie baby, you know me. Anyway, we'll get into the whole story of the restaurant. But after that job, Myshii.
All right, hey, have a good one. Thank you.
Myshii's rent increased $500 after the COVID pandemic. Landlord restrictions were lifted, and $500 increase that sudden and rapid was his transition to homelessness. And Myshii has been mobile living out of his car. Bourgeoisie perspective, baby. We got to learn how to say that in French and Italian soon. Bourgeois. So if it's 2026 now it's 2024, so that's 2 years. And the question is like, yo, how are you homeless for that long? But he's bougie, so like the shelter. But then he also never saw himself as a victim. Never let life circumstance stop him. So I think the true story and the faith part of the story is how he navigates, how he survives, and how he survives is solar powered. These solar panels and batteries get charged every day by God, the creator. That's my electricity bill and how I'm charging up these devices and phones to be able to live stream right now. Thank you, God. Solar powered is God powered. And he also survives off of in the pocket, travel size, on the go gadgets that are primarily USB, preferably, or AC power adapter within a certain wattage of, let's see, well, it says pure sine wave AC 110 volts. So this one is 330 watts, and I think those are 600 watts. So that's a cool thing. One of the coolest parts of the journey is, I think, Myshii's pop-up barbershop. and how he's able to run it. If Myshii were to be transparent, he could go over the expenses. It's expensive being homeless too, y'all. It ain't cheap, just for the record, which is crazy. Everything is expensive. Food is expensive. Gas is expensive. It's just expensive. We are way over the hour mark. We're at about 73 minutes. So it's an hour and 13 minutes. I'm gonna take a break. I thank y'all for the time. This is like artist development, creative development, story development. This is behind the scenes. You know, the show has not even been put on yet. This is me getting ready for the show. I've lived the story. Now I'm practicing telling the story. But I'm gonna be right back.